Fort Worth police body cam video shows officers shouting at 20-year-old Jaquavian Slayton to drop the gun before he was struck. Along with police gunfire, whether accidental or intentional, the autopsy shows he also shot himself. Body cam video was released by Fort Worth police after days of public outcry. Slayton ran from police and hid in the cab of a truck. Officers surround him and order him to open the door. Fox 4's Sean Rabb has more on what happened. Sean?
Want to caution you right off the top, this video is going to be very difficult and uncomfortable for some to watch. The shooting Sunday night of Jaquavian Slayton. Since then, tension in Fort Worth, many demanding the release of the body camera video. Police today distributed edited video that shifts between two different cameras. The acting chief there says he's hoping to show transparency.
Hands up! Got it. Right here. Hands up! Hands! Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Hands up! Put your hands up! Hands up! Ceasefire! Ceasefire!
That's how Sunday's fatal shooting of Jaquavian Slayton ended. Surrounded by 7 Fort Worth officers, 3 opened fire. Since Sunday night, calls for Fort Worth police to release the body camera video.
There's an expectation that body camera footage is going to provide clear, specific details that give a definitive view of what happens. That is simply not the case in this situation.
Slayton and Javon Monroe ran from police after the car they were in was stopped. Slayton wanted for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, assault of a family member, and evading police.
Good!
An officer's body cam shows Slayton first bending over with his hand on what does appear to be a weapon, and then running with what looks like a gun in his hand. While the officers are close to Slayton, they do not fire their weapons.
Because they did not determine that he was an imminent threat at that time.
Where's the other guy?
The chief says Monroe complied with police commands,
Hands up!
but at the truck, a different outcome.
Slayton raised the handguns. Our officers perceived that as a threat and reacted.
Tarrant County Medical Examiner says Slayton was hit with 2 high-velocity gunshot wounds with a .223 caliber round. To the right side of the head, the upper right neck, posterior neck at the base of his head, and upper right arm. All wounds were potentially fatal except the gunshot wound to the arm. Also observed by the medical examiner, a loose contact entry gunshot wound of the right temporal head. This was a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Investigations continuing, the ME writes, to determine whether this was an intentional or accidental injury inflicted by Slayton. The preliminary cause of death is multiple gunshot wounds of the head and chest. Fort Worth police included a photo of the gun splattered in blood they say Slayton had, a 10mm, not like weapons they say their officers carry.
They gave him several lawful orders, and unfortunately he failed to comply.
Hands up!
At the truck, officers yelling commands.
Hands up! Hands! Put your hands up!
An officer breaks the window on the driver's side. We've tried to enhance the video. Through the front windshield, you can make out some movement. An officer yells, then gunfire explodes.
Ceasefire!
The chief hoping the release of the body camera video eases some of the anger and answers some of the questions.
To our community that's hurting and questioning our commitment to transparency, we hope today's information will provide answers and help heal.
Now, 1 officer fired an assault rifle, 2 others used 9mm handguns. The chief promises multiple layers of review of this incident, expects it to go to a grand jury in 60 to 90 days. Chief Krause says he hopes releasing the video shows the department's taking a step, in fact, more than halfway, he says, to try and build trust.